In this segment, Carl and I are going to discuss our philosophy of why we're really not going to talk about the SendOutCards business opportunity to our wholesale clients. It's a half truth. We are going to share the opportunity with them, but we have a specific strategy for when and how to broach the subject in such a way to where there's none of the negative connotations associated with MLM, network marketing, direct selling. It's been my experience, having been self-employed for 20 years, that every time I've been approached by anyone about anything that's direct selling or MLM, I literally bristled at the opportunity. And most business people will. Most will be too polite to let you know that it's a turnoff, so they won't say anything, or they'll mask their contempt for being broached with an MLM. But at the end of the day, I think we found a way to do this in such a way that makes complete sense to a business person. So here's the first step of our strategy: is we are not going to let anybody we approach know that this is direct selling or network marketing, because we're going to only talk about SendOutCards is the world's finest follow-up system for professional service providers to use to turn their clients into raving fan referral monkeys on steroids. And it's remembering all the birthdays, remembering the anniversaries, demonstrating through your actions that you're kind and thoughtful and you care about your clients is absolutely the best way to get more referrals and repeat business. SendOutCards is the perfect tool for business people to use to make those moments of magic happen. So as I were to approach someone like Carl, I would simply talk about, and there's a previous video, about what a great service it is. And I think it might be able to help him grow his book of business, which is that's all the other person wants anyways. They want more clients. That's what everybody wants. Once I've gotten Carl moments of magic, then I'm going to ask him some questions. Now, moments of magic will only come for the other person after they've been using the system and after they get the phone calls back from the clients and prospects and referral partners who've received amazingly thoughtful cards and gifts. When they start getting that feedback and they see the system working for them and they see and feel the relationships improve, we're going to call them back. And I would say, Carl, so you've been using the system for a couple months. How do you like it?
Oh, it's great. Simple, it's easy, quick. I really like it.
What kind of feedback or comments have you been getting from people who've been receiving your cards and gifts?
Well, actually, I sent a batch of Christmas cards out to some of my friends and guys that I play baseball with, actually. Customized the front of it with the team logo and put each individual recipient's name and wife's name on the front. And I got a voicemail from one of my buddies that said, "Thank you for sending the card. We didn't send Christmas cards this year, but I just wanted you to know that this is one of the coolest cards I have ever gotten. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it." And it was obvious from the emotion in his voice that the card touched him.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just that he got a Christmas card or that he got one from me. It was the card itself and how it was different from any other Christmas card he'd ever gotten.
That's a great story. Now, there's something that I needed to share with you I haven't brought up before, and that is my whole business is dependent on referrals. I don't do any sort of marketing, Carl. I do no advertising. I just ask for referrals from happy users like yourself. Do you ever envision maybe offering some introductions to people you know who also would like to use SendOutCards as a service to help them grow their business?
Well, sure. In fact, I've already started to tell people about it because I enjoy doing it so much with the feedback I've gotten both from my professional colleagues
Mm-hmm.
and some of my personal friends, as I mentioned. Yeah, I'm pretty much telling people about it all the time.
Well, I appreciate that, and I wanted to just explain to you the business model of SendOutCards versus traditional greeting card companies like Hallmark or American Greeting, because being a business person, I think you'll understand what a brilliant business model this company has built. As you know, traditional greeting cards are maybe $4 to $6 in a store, correct?
Yeah.
And one of the things that attracted you most to our service was it was $1, $1.50 to send out a customized greeting card of high quality. So, you've probably been trying to figure out how in the world we're able to not only compete with the big boys, but actually destroy them on price points and still have an amazing quality. And I wanted to explain the business model to you because I think that you'll really appreciate this company that I represent and what we've done. First of all, if you look at American Greetings and Hallmark, I'm sure you've seen a lot of their ads on television and you hear them all the time on the radio, correct?
Yeah, Hallmark even has their own TV station, their own channel.
That costs money, a lot of money. Tens or hundreds of millions of dollars a year in advertising by the two greeting card companies. Our advertising, zero. So we have no overhead for advertising at SendOutCards. How they do it is by rewarding us, their users, their customers, for referrals. So they pay finder's fees. That's their advertising. Another way that we've been able to eliminate expense is that we don't print cards ahead of time. Now, when you go to a store, have you ever noticed there's like 20 of each card sitting in that slot? Well, multiply that by the number of stores those cards are sitting in. And you can see enormous printing expense, let alone the waste. What if the cards aren't popular? What if they get dog-eared or torn in the store? They get destroyed, Carl. Mm-hmm. And this literally causes millions of trees a year to be destroyed for no reason whatsoever. We have zero pre-printing. As a matter of fact, we don't print a card until it's actually created and scheduled. Then it gets printed on recycled paper and sent out that day. So all that waste of printing, shipping, and destruction and burning of cards that don't sell, we have zero of that expense, which is why our cost is so low.
Makes sense.
Okay. The other thing that I like so much is, as I said, SendOutCards, instead of paying for advertising, they pay finder's fees. So this is what I wanted to share with you. When you send me a referral and those people sign up for a SendOutCards account, SendOutCards wants to send me a finder's fee and they will send me a check. Now I've got several options. I can keep the money and thank you, which I love doing because I love this business. Or if this is something you're interested in, I can just set up an account for you, Carl, and every time you send me a referral and they sign up, I'll just give you the money. I'm good either way. So what would you like to do?
I sure would like to have some of that money.
Well, I figured since you were already referring people to SendOutCards and talking about it positively, I'd much rather see you get rewarded. As a matter of fact, we can go in this business, we'll kind of be like partners. Because not only will you get a finder's fee, but I also will benefit by getting a little tiny residual on every single card they send out and every single gift they send out, and you'll get part of that as well. Wow. So, would you like to see how easy it is to get set up and move forward?
Yeah.
I can get you set up in the next 10 minutes. That's great. That's how easy it is to get someone sold on the service first, get them sold on the moments of magic of getting all that positive feedback, and then sharing with them why our business model is different than our competitors, because from a business person's perspective, it makes sense financially, the model makes sense, and all of a sudden they're looking at direct selling from a different perspective, from a business perspective, which is where they live to begin with.
Exactly.